Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back to Mom Jeans. It is yours truly, the nutcase Casey Nicole, and I am back again with the shenanigans, honey. And with all of this focus on wealth and riches and money and fame that we are being faced with right now, I feel like it's important for us to talk about the energy of money and the price of success. Cause it's going over a lot of folks' head, child. They don't understand how important it is to know these things, and then they're getting caught up in a bunch of mess because they don't understand the importance of knowing the energy that money holds and the price of success. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Y'all be sure to like the video, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Get in the comments, let me know what you think of this topic. Be sure to turn on post notifications so you can be caught up every time I post. And without further ado, let's go. Y'all listen, I don't know what made me think of this topic. It might have been Young Miami when it comes to her affiliation with Diddy.
And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive.
Nope.
It could have definitely been seeing Lil Uzi run off of that stage at Coachella holding that purse in his hand looking crazy. And the fact that JT still wants to be with him. I don't understand. It could have been the fact that the Quiet on Set documentary came out and we were basically enlightened to all of the children who were sacrificed for the benefit of these executives. But something in me just felt like I needed to, tell you guys how I feel about the energy of money and how you have to be really careful of what you're willing to sell for success. And usually it ends up being something connected to you. I feel like the camera's crooked, y'all. Hold on. But like, dang, when you think about all of these kids who were associated with Nickelodeon and this Quiet on Set documentary and Drake Bell and Eliza Nicholas, I think her name was. I'm probably wrong. Alexa Nicholas. Okay, girl, calm down. Alexa Nicholas. Child, that's what her name was. I apologize, Alexa. I did not mean to botch your name. But when you see all of these people come out against all of these big name celebrities or just individually within your communities and in your families about the things that have been done to them, usually it's centered around something to do with money, especially when you talk about being in the public eye. Y'all gotta understand money has energy. You don't just think that you're exchanging a piece of paper and that there's nothing attached to it and that there's no connection to your soul when you exchange that money. It's goods and services. It's basically supply and demand. So if you're a person who is willing to victimize another person or accept some type of monetary gain in a situation where you know you're hurting somebody, it doesn't matter if it's happening directly or indirectly. You have to understand that that energy is now connected to you. If you're accepting money from someone who does bad things and you're still allowing them to basically supplement your income or live in your house or you hang out with them and you ride in their car or whatever that is, that energy of negativity is going to follow you and it's going to be connected to you.
Down to the table now, in the middle of the crowd. Hey, let's order rounds. At Ace of Spades, Delion, look, back, swirl, twisted. We just some city.
Oh, then you gotta get your shot of deli on. Get a shot of deli. Give me the deli, baby. Get a shot of deli on in the mall. You know it's gonna be hectic. You know what I'm saying? You know she's gonna run it up, so you just gotta, just take a shot and say, fuck it, it's fucking Friday. No pain, no gain, baby. Like that. Step 2 is patience. I like those. I fuck with those. Look like you're gonna act bad. Oh, you're gonna act bad. I see you. I like it. Let me see that. I'm not sure about that. That ain't giving like bad. That's giving like, we're gonna have a good time. It ain't giving like what I'm talking about. So if y'all about to really have an act bad now, you gotta make sure that she got options though, for real. You know what I'm saying? She gotta have options because you don't want to get in a situation where you don't like the drip. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that, when you go, I say fuck this. We make it back, we hustlers.
But if you are a person who has a certain profession, like a lot of these rapper girls and guys and people in the music industry, people who are in like the beauty industry, they literally profit off of people's pain.
Girl, bye.
Now, at first it may start off as them profiting off of their own pain, but they literally profit off of people's pain because they create situations where people are being negatively influenced by the bodies of work that they create. And that's negative because they're profiting off of it. And like, even if you want to look at a mega star and what they've been able to accomplish, I think I talked to you guys about this in the karma video as well. It doesn't matter how much good you do with the money that you make from those negative things, it's still energetically negative when it comes to being tied to that money. So I want you guys to really be aware of who you accept money from, why you accept money from people, because it tends to ultimately follow you. And if you're making money or accepting money from someone or something negative, more than likely it's not going to help you in the long run. Like, more than likely you're still going to be in a negative predicament in the long run. There's nothing that can really change that. Like, when you look into an impoverished neighborhood and you see people dealing drugs, I mean, the rappers even say it, like, whenever somebody is a drug dealer, do they ever really get out of that cycle? No, it's like they're still tied to the same cycle of poverty and dishevelment that they're creating with the products that they sell. This, you guys, coincides with the price of success and what you're willing to sacrifice. Because if these big record executives and these big producers, CEOs of these companies, and all of these big wig type of figures are willing to give you money to not only put yourself in detriment, but to put people in your community in detriment and to be a negative influence for those people, you got to be careful about that, because you're going to end up paying for that with your soul. And I don't mean to sound woo-woo crazy, but what I mean is, after a while, right, when you lay down at night, when you try to get your rest, when you're a person who's old and gray, eventually it's going to set in with you. If you are able to get to that point, if God blesses you with that time, it's going to set into you at some point what you have done. And it's going to create insecurity and instability in your heart and in your mind when it comes to the level or amount of peace that you're able to have in your life. If you've constantly accepted money for things that are negative and you've still taken that money and done those negative things, you're never going to have peace. It's always going to be a situation where you're constantly looking over your shoulder. And I think the reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this was because, like, so many of us are struggling right now. And I don't think it's something that we really understand how many people are affected by financial crises that we're going through, especially in the United States. It's like, it seems like in the States, we're really far removed from other impoverished third world countries who are dealing with things that are deeper than what we have going on. Like, some people are aware of it, but some people aren't, because it's a hard conversation. It's kind of difficult, because even if you are in the United States and you do have a certain level of security that these other people don't have, there's still a lot of struggles that we're facing, and there's still a lot of things that we have to do in order to survive. And it can be very taxing on you. It can feel really heavy when it's like you feel like there's no other choice. I've been in this situation recently because I've been going through some things personally with like my landlord and just a whole bunch of mess that I'm just ready to be done with, but I have to deal with it. It's like we all have struggles. We all have obstacles. We all have things that we face. And when somebody presents you in a position, somebody who's in a position of authority or power over your circumstance in some way, shape, or form, they may have power over your circumstance and be like a judge or a magistrate, but they could also have power over your circumstance when it comes to being able to change your circumstance. When a person of that stature and of that caliber presents themselves to you and they have a certain level of authority where they can make a change in your life or they can create some type of change in your life, it's very intimidating. It's very much so overpowering to where you can can at times throw your own knowledge and things that you've learned out of the window because you need to resolve a situation. You need to feed your kids. You need to make sure that you have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food in your stomach. Whatever you may be facing at the time could seem very insurmountable. It could feel like it's a hurdle that's just too high to climb or cross. But when you are being offered an easy way out of a situation, it's never really an easy way out. And I just think that a lot of people these days are trying to make it look like it. It's like they're trying to make it look like sacrificing yourself, selling your soul, selling other people out, stepping on people to get to the top is the only way that you can get to the top. And it's like, I'm sorry, but like, that's not true, because it's really subjective on what your view of the top looks like. Like, a lot of people think that having a lot of fans or followers or being really rich, having a big house, having this security is the only thing that matters. I'm not even gonna hold you though. Money does make people happy. This is the thing. If you've been in poverty, if you've been broke a majority of your life, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that money would not change your life and make you happy. Because when people say money doesn't buy happiness, I don't always agree. Because me personally, if I had the money I need, most of the time when I do have the money, because I've had money and I've had less money, I've been in good situations, I've been in better situations, and I've been in some fucked up situations. But one thing about it is money does create security, which can build happiness. But if you're not happy on the inside, nothing's ever going to make you happy, no matter how much money you have. However, being in that position where you know that security would provide peace for you or your loved ones can be a very vulnerable situation. And a lot of people who offer that money, whether it's on a small scale within your community with a person who maybe, is enticing you romantically, saying that they're going to take care of you, saying that they're going to do all these things for you, and you need that support, or whether it's on a larger scale when you're dealing with corporations and companies and CEOs and conglomerates and all of these people who are in positions of authority and power, and they're offering you some type of deal in order to sell out the people in your community. It's a very difficult thing to turn down. So it comes down to you having to think about what you're okay with. Like, if you're okay with having nightmares and not being able to sleep at night, because you're not going to sit here and tell me that these people who are in these positions of power do not have some type of ghosts that are haunting them when it comes to the decisions that they've made. Because even if you're a regular person and you've tried to do the best that you can with everything that's going on in your life, there are still going to be ghosts and things that haunt you because you may have wished that you handled a situation differently. But you're not going to tell me that these people who are in these positions influencing the masses on a high scale in a negative way are not feeling haunted by the ghosts of the choices that they've made, because they are. I talked about this in the Act Bad video that I did, the live that I did, talking about Young Miami. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that she does not feel bad for the millions of girls that she's influenced and now come to find out that the person who she basically sacrificed her career for ignorantly is a predator. Like, you're not going to tell me that she doesn't feel bad about flaunting that relationship on some level. And if she doesn't, then, more power to you, boo, but it's not going to help your conscience. Whether you feel bad about it or not, you're still going to have to deal with it. I don't know. I just feel like it's not my place to judge, but at the same time, I don't think people really understand the gravity or the energy of money, the energy that money holds, and how it can affect your life either positively or negatively based on how you earn that money. It's something that you have to pay attention to. And it's something that I had to learn as well, because y'all, I got stories for y'all that I could tell, but I'm not ready to tell them yet. It's just a lot that I've learned when it comes to money and taking money from the wrong people, dealing with the wrong people when it comes to the way that they make their money, even if I'm not directly taking money from them, and the way that I have had to learn and understand and accept that the things that I may be a little bit jealous about when it comes to seeing other people, or the things that I may be a little bit self-conscious about when it comes to myself, and a lack mentality that I'm consistently growing out of, is that there is a price to every level of success. And it's not always that you're selling your soul, right? Like, it's not always that you're selling your soul, but there is a cost to being a boss. Like, when they say that, it's real. Because even if me personally, like in this position that I'm in, where I create content for you guys, and this is what I do, like literally majority of the time, I just work. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of social engagement or interactions. It's more so because when I do, it's distraction for me from my goals and what I really want. And I'm just tired of being in a position of of stress and anxiety and poverty, and I want to live up to my truest potential. So I'm really trying to do a lot of things in my life to make my life better and to change things for the better on my own account, like not depending on another person. Yes, ma'am. Snowflake, the cat's not waiting on another person to do it for me. Like, I want to do it myself. I don't want to depend on another person to come in and swoop in and give me what I need, because ultimately that's going to be a crutch. So I have had a sacrifice when it comes to my social relationships, when it comes to love relationships, when it comes to just even being able to spend time with my kids, to be honest with you. Either I'm going to be having time away from them, doing a 9 to 5, having to commute back and forth for a majority of my day and my life, and they're going to have to be around other people who are strangers, or I can be doing what I do now and creating content like I do now, and basically having to put up a boundary with them because I have to do this work. Like, it's a double-edged sword. I would rather build myself up on my own merit and with my own terms than to have to be a slave to the terms of someone else's contract. So I hope that helped you guys. I know this probably was a shorter video. I'm just trying to like kind of get these topics out to you guys before I forget them. But I just think it's really important for us now, because I think the way that they're using money and the inflation that we're experiencing with like the price of housing and groceries within our society, and just the price of like childcare and gas and just necessities that we need to survive, is really driving people to make poor decisions and to sacrifice pieces of themselves, pieces of their soul that are really important to loving yourself and being able to be at peace with who it is that you are. So it's very important just to understand this, and I wanted you guys to know my take on it so that you can also reflect on how you feel about this situation, because there is nothing more priceless than your peace. It literally is something that money cannot buy. It may be something that money can help with, but it's ultimately something that comes from within you and is a collaboration and a collection of all of the choices that you've made. So I love you guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. If there's anything else that you want me to talk about, put it in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.